And you survived. Well done. I mean, that's quite incredible. And it's tonight. Cannot wait to watch what they put you through. You really had no option than to do this because your wife is such a fan of the show. She was like, "You're doing it."
My wife and kids, yeah. I mean, a few years ago, we were in the Lake District ourselves, and the kids made a Bear Grylls video. They were both Bear Grylls, and it was fabulous. So yeah, as soon as Sam saw the message from Bear, she said, "You're doing that." And I
so he texted you?
Yeah, he did, yeah. He said, would you do the show? And
what about you? How did you feel?
Well, you know, initially I was like, yeah, oh, this is fantastic to be asked. And as we got closer to doing it, you know, and all the equipment list came through that I got to bring, and I thought, well, I'm getting a bit anxious about this now, you know, obviously the physical challenges of it, and, you know, psychologically as well. You know, Bear's an intense person, you know, and he's really, you know, that's his training. How am I going to cope with this, you know?
So what was the toughest challenge, would you say?
It was just the kind of the stress of being there in the Lake District, but not knowing what was around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, you were always wearing a harness, so you expect something quite dramatic is going to happen, and you go around a rock and there's either a vertical drop or, you know, there's a helicopter there that you've got to cling on to, or, you know, there's some sort of challenge, and it's the unknown, really, that makes the whole trip quite challenging.
And how are you, you know, sort of physically? Do you work out? Are you a fit guy?
Well, you know, being short in the world, you kind of end up doing quite a lot of climbing and clambering, you know, and ever since I was a kid, my parents always made me get what I wanted from the high shelf. They wouldn't automatically pass it down to me. And so, you know, I'm very kind of intuitive and resilient and yeah, I suppose I'm physically fairly fit. But nothing prepares you for what you go through on these shows, honestly. And a couple of days later, once the adrenaline had subsided, I could feel a few aches and pains.
Could you?
Yeah. A lot of chafing from the old harness.
Yeah,
really.
He's a really nice guy, and you do end up, obviously, trusting him with your life, essentially. And that's what I had to do. And it was interesting. The first part of the trip, obviously, it was, you know, I'm sort of quite, you know, well and quite, you know, I'm not exhausted at that point. But by the time it came to the second day, I was absolutely exhausted. But all that got me through, I say you can throw anything at me, because I know at the end of this, there's a proper toilet.
Yeah.
And that's all that kept me going, was the fact that, you know, because you're in the wilderness, and for me, it's all about toilet facilities, and there isn't any out in the Lake District in the world.
I couldn't do it.
No, that's the thing. So they're the comforts that I missed. I didn't miss anything else, though. Didn't miss the phone, didn't miss anything like that.
Yeah, but you're a fussy eater.
Oh, yeah, very fussy. When I travel, I take packets of biscuits just in case I don't like the food. So going on this trip, I wasn't allowed to take anything. And he presented me with a few protein-rich snacks. One of them I accidentally pointed out, because we had a little chat by a rock. And I said, well, we've been chatting, you haven't noticed all these ants. I'm surprised you haven't wanted a snack on one. There's an idea, and he'd get one. And he said, there's more vitamin C in this ant than there is in an orange. I said, well, why not just have an orange? We haven't got an orange. Eat it.
And what did it taste like?
A little bit bitter. But it's the thought, it's the psychological bit for me, thinking about what it is.
It's like a bush tucker trial, though, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
is, but they do,
Absolutely. But I mean, I must say, the whole experience, it's totally life-changing, really.
Yeah, well, I was interested because I saw that you'd said that you were a different person coming out. So in what way has it changed?
Just an appreciation of life, of the world that we live in, because you see it so much more. When we drive around the Lake District or around the world, you're kind of behind your windscreen, or even if you walk, you're not getting involved with nature. You know, Bear is brilliant at being one with it. He understands it in a way that I don't think we all do, and, you know, can live off the land and things, and shows you things that you weren't aware of. And so I think I appreciated it in a much higher level than I had before.
And also, it's so rare, isn't it, now, to be actually totally away from technology.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So to be completely shut off from all of that, and...
It was a lovely sort of detox in that regard, because you can start to think more clearly, because every few minutes you're not being interrupted by an email or a text message, which removes your train of thought. You're straight away focused on that again, but you were allowed to kind of let yourself go, let your thoughts wander, and just appreciate what you were looking at here instead of what you're looking at right in front of you.
Well, none of these great experiences come for free, and Bear is the chief of scouts.
He is.
And so he's rounded you up.
Indeed, we were away. We were chatting around the campfire, and I mentioned I used to be a Cub Scout and how brilliant it was for me as a youngster. And I made a sixer as well. I was a sixer, so I was really proud of my achievements. He said, you know, we'd love to have you as Scout Ambassador. And today, this is the first time I've worn this, I've been presented with my official necker.
Oh.
So there it is. So I'm now
It's
a Scout
official.
Ambassador, which is fabulous. So proud of the organisation. It's brilliant for youngsters, isn't it? I mean, and it's so lovely to see it so sort of buoyant, even though kids have computer games and things to occupy them. They still want to get out there.
It's had to keep up.
Yeah.
I mean,
And scouting gives you life skills, you know. It's not just about going out and being with your mates. You're learning things that will take you through into employment and all that stuff. So, yeah, very, very proud to be wearing this today.
Well, it looks good. It goes with the suit.
It does.
It's good colouring, isn't it?
Perfect.
Well done.